NFL Daily by Chat Sports. I am Tom Downey, answering your questions on anything you want to know about the NFL, draft, free agency, trades, etc., right here on Chat Sports. First up from Ecuador Man, Jameson Williams or Burks for the Cowboys if they are there. I would go Jameson Williams over Treylon Burks. I don't know if both will be there. A lot of this comes down to what else is going on at your areas of need. Have you brought back Michael Gallup? Maybe Burks makes more sense then. Did you lose Gallup? Maybe Williams makes more sense. What is going on at tight end, offensive line, defensive line, safety? So a lot of different routes the Cowboys could go because they're being weird with their roster construction. Taylor Holland, $5. Thank you, my friend. If any of the top 4 tackles falls to like 20, should Denver trade up, or should they go for a premier pass rusher? Another QB after QB is handled. Good question. Depends on how you handle QB, right? If you have draft capital, could consider going up for a tackle. I would be surprised if any of those, I assume you mean the big 4 are, in no particular order, Penning, Cross, Ekwonu, and Neal. I think all those guys are gone by the top 14. If one slides, sure. If you want a pass rusher, I think Jermaine Johnson can be a nice fit if you can grab him if he's sliding at the back end of round 1. From my burner account, should Dallas just not field a team to save more cap? Maybe we'll do some cap space T-shirts or jerseys here because Stephen Jones, man, it's just annoying. Joe Cool 2.0. What is the biggest need of the Buffalo Bills? Good question. Now, I got a list of these. I haven't updated them in a little bit, so various moves have gone down that I got to update. But the Bills, I don't think I've had anything changed since I did these here. Factoring in free agency, defensive line is a big area of need, right? Harrison Phillips is a free agent. Vernon Butler is a free agent. That leaves Olivier Vernon and potential cut candidate Starla Tulele as your DTs. I'd also look at cornerback and offensive guard. Those are the main areas I'd be searching for Buffalo. For Jonathan, should the Falcons be aggressive spenders and build a roster due to the weakness of the NFC South next season? Good question. Here's their problem. They're kind of not in a great cap situation. They can't do that much with the way their roster has already been built and constructed. So I think the main goal is to get Matt Ryan a bit more help. And if you can be 500, you got a chance in that division next year. Big Boy 24, will Malik Willis be QB1 this year? He's my QB1. I think the upside's appealing. He would have been like QB6 or something last year because his last 4 games were bad at Liberty. That's just overlooked. We're just like, we love the athletic ability and the arm strength, and we just ignored the production, which is fine. It's all upside. I get it. I think he will go top 20 minimum. 5 teams, whether they stand put or trade up, I think makes sense. Carolina at number 6. Denver at number 9. The Commanders at number 12. The Saints at 18. And I think the Pittsburgh Steelers like Malik Willis a lot, but they might have to trade up to go get him at number 20. Who will then be the first QB drafted? Is it Willis? Is it Kenny Pickett? Or Matt Corral or somebody else? Let me know in the comments right now. This will be the pinned comment on today's video. So if the ad break comes, go predict it for me. From It's Jay, Rodgers to Denver for 3 first-rounders and Jerry Jeudy. I don't know what Green Bay would be asking for because it kind of sounds like if Rodgers is going to be traded, he's going to pick his destination. Might hurt the value a little bit. I think starting point-wise, though, pretty solid. Roger Moore, best value at wide receiver in free agency and in the NFL draft. Of the early round guys, I think Jameson Williams intrigues me the most just because I think that there's upside to be had. Potential receiver 1 slides it because of injury. At free agency, can you get a buy low on DJ Chark? I'm not sure you can. If so, then that's a good name there. John Holtz, who is the first team to trade into the end of round 1? Okay, so you're looking for teams that have some extra draft capital, trying to be aggressive. I look at the Jets. They got 2 first-round picks. They've also got 2 early second-rounders. You could take 34 and something else and go get an extra late round 1 pick. That move actually intrigues me a lot for the Jets. For nonstop coverage of NFL free agency, for mock drafts included, trades, this is the right spot. If you love the NFL, you're going to love Chat Sports. So subscribe right now. From Dino Nuggets 22, where is J.C. Jackson going to end up? Great question. Not New England, I don't think, Jack. Now, we'll film this before the franchise deadline, but they're not going to tag him from the reports out there. The Chargers have interest. He's going to get a pretty big contract, I think, this offseason. From Grant Toynton, who will overspend on a wide receiver in free agency? Good question. A lot of cap space for the Jags. Yeah, they got Trevor Lawrence, but you're Jacksonville. Feel like you got to spend big. So I'd say Jacksonville is a team to watch there. Maybe the Colts as another possibility here. From Nick Lanham, what are the odds the Cowboys work something out with Cooper and Tank? Both of them, very low. One of them, still not great. From Zolan, what wide receiver should Miami sign or draft? I mean, if you can get Devontae Adams, right? It's not going to happen. You've got Jalen Waddle. You want to use him some in the slot, so you're looking for maybe a flex player. Kind of like DJ Chark. I know I just mentioned him, but like as a vertical threat, I think it's a good idea. You want to use Christian Kirk as that type of hybrid slot outside guy? That could work too. I mean, I doubt Chris Godwin's available, so, or at least affordable or feasible for Miami. So I'd look that route. Draft, I'm looking, day 2, maybe. You want to try George Pickens as a big body threat as your eventual Devontae Parker replacement? Could be a good fit. We got NFL St. Patrick's Day themed gear on sale for you guys at chatsports.com/NFL Green. Whatever team you're a fan of, we got you guys covered. So if you want some green gear for your favorite team, go shop right now at Fanatics. Chatsports.com/NFL Green. That link, by the way, will be in both the comment section and it'll be in the description as well. From Jessica Lampert, what is Bradbury and Saquon's trade value? Good question. If I were the Giants, I'd want at least a third for James Bradbury. Bradbury's a good football player who is normally much better than what is available in the free agent market at the position. So I'd say at least a third. Will the Giants get that? I don't know. Saquon, if you're lucky, I think a day 3 pick. That contract and injury history, it's not appealing to many teams. From Steven, Titans' chances of trading down are the Lions or Giants or Jets. Feasible. I think that's actually a pretty logical trade-up spot if Tennessee can address most of their needs. So I'd say possible. I think the Jets make the most sense there. Maybe the Lions if they want to get that extra. They got a 32. I'd say the Jets are the one to watch out for as a potential trade-down fit, Steven. It's a good question. Mr. Payne, who is the first to draft a tight end and which tight end? Ooh, good question. I don't know who tight end 1 is. It's a tricky conversation there. I'm going to go with the Jets, whether it is at 38 or maybe more likely 69. Dark horse threat. It is nice. Thank you, Jack. Dark horse threat here. A team like the Colts, that could work with the Jack Doyle retirement. Arizona, if Zach Ertz does not resign at 55, I'm going to guess it's Trey McBride is the first pick, the tight end of Colorado State. Shamari Peoples, Cooper's next team if cut. I forgot to mention the Dolphins makes sense as a destination for Amari Cooper. The Browns could be a fit. Look, I think there's going to be a lot of teams that eventually Cooper because if Adams gets franchise tagged, or, isn't back, he's one of your best free agents on the open market just overall. Adam White, who will have the better sophomore season? Mac Jones, Trey Lance, Zach Wilson, Justin Fields. That's a good question. I'm going to go hot take, Trey Lance, number 1. I love his fit in San Francisco. Justin Fields, and then Mac Jones, Zach Wilson. I don't know if the Jets have the right roster around Zach Wilson quite yet, but I think all 4 guys are going to show some really good things for you this year. From Jorge was here. Is this the year Jadeveon Clowney goes to the Dolphins? Clowney is always linked to Miami. They've wanted him for a while, and Clowney said, nah, I ain't about that life. Probably not. I think the Browns want him back. I think there will be plenty of interest in Clowney. I wouldn't be shocked if they get linked to him, given their past interest in trying to acquire him. In the end, I'm going to guess the Browns re-sign him to, $13-ish million per year deal, somewhere in that range. Who do you think signs Clowney? There will be interest in this offseason. Had a bit of a bounce back year in Cleveland. Make your predictions for me right now in the comments section. From Breeze, is it possible for Olave or Burks to fall to the Lions at 32? Possible? Yes. Never say never within reason in the NFL draft. Likely? No. James Heiner, if the Browns were to trade Baker, what team would trade for him, and how many draft picks would they give up? I don't think a trade happens because who's your QB if you're Cleveland? Are you getting like a Russell Wilson? That might make sense. I think the way you trade Baker is if you go acquire a bigger QB, an Aaron Rodgers, a Russell Wilson, a Deshaun Watson, then you ship off Baker to that team for the QB as part of a bigger deal, or you get day 2 pick from like Washington for him. I think that's kind of your path there because the draft options, the free agency options, they're not guaranteed better than Baker. From Give Me the Crown, would you trade Julio Jones? No. You're selling Julio at his lowest value. He wasn't great last year. The Falcons so far have won that trade, a second-round pick for 434 yards. I wonder if, because of all those previous injuries, if the decline has begun to set in for Julio. So I would not trade him. I would bank on him playing better for one more year and then maybe move on from him. With that in mind, how many more years will Julio play at a high level, at his 1,000-plus yard season level? Let me know what you guys think in the comments right now.